Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, nice to meet you again in this video, and I'm gonna tell you about speech error and especially spoonerism in this opportunity. So please don't skip this video because at the end I'm gonna tell you about tips how to avoid speech error. But before we go to spoonerism, we're gonna talk about language production. Let's review our previous material. Language production is the production of spoken or written language. In psycholinguistics, it describes all of the stage between having a concept to express and translating that concept into linguistic form. So it's gonna be what is in our head and what we're gonna take it out. The output could be spoken or written. Jadi konsep apa yang ada dalam kepala kita, kemudian bagaimana cara kita mengungkapkannya, bisa jadi lewat tulisan, gerakan, atau bahkan ucapan, itu kita termasuk ke dalam language production dalam yang kita bahas dalam psycholinguistics. Jadi apa yang ada dalam pikiran kita atau bukan fisikal tapi psikis kita itu mempengaruhi apa yang kita ucapkan. Dan of course we spoke a lot of words in every day, maybe hundreds or more than that. Of course maybe one of that words had a slip of tongue, atau kita sebutnya terselip kata-kata yang kita ucapkan, itu kita sebutnya speech error. In English, speech error is error that shows during communication production and is commonly referred to as a slip of a tongue. Jadi biasanya disebut slip of tongue atau kesalahan dalam pengucapan. Ketika apa yang dalam kepala kita itu tidak tersampaikan sebagaimana mestinya, dari mulai pengucapannya ataupun di sana terdapat gangguannya ataupun ketidaksesuaian bagaimana seharusnya kita mengucapkannya, itu termasuk dalam speech error. Speech error sendiri mempunyai banyak sekali varian. Kita dapat melihatnya atau dapat membaginya menjadi berbagai macam speech error melalui tiga kriteria. Yang pertama ada phonological substitution, lexical selection error, and morphological error. Untuk phonological substitution, di sana ada preservation, filter substitution, anticipation, metathesis, and sound exchange error. Dan for lexical selection error, di sana ada lexical selection error sendiri, blends, malapropism, morpheme standing, spoonerism, substitution, exchange, addition, and word exchange. And the last one is morphological errors. There are morphemes exchange, deletion, omission, and shift. But today we're gonna talk about lexical selection error, especially Spoonerism. So what is exactly Spoonerism? Spoonerism is error in speech in which corresponding consonant, vowels, or morphemes are switched between two words in a phrase. So the speaker will switch the initial consonant of two consecutive word. Jadi dalam satu frasa atau dalam suatu kata itu ada dua konsonan yang tertukar atau terswitch atau terbalik. And the example, you said funny bone instead of bunny phone. You said belly jeans instead of jelly beans. You said I saw you fight a liar instead of I saw you light a fire. Jadi dalam funny bone itu F dan B-nya tertukar, terswitch. Dalam belly jean it should be jelly beans. The J and the B is also switch. And for the last example, I saw you fight a liar, F and L is switch. And for the real example, when I search for a video for example of Spoonerism on the the comment, I could saw that some of the commentators had experience on said Spoonerism, and one of them is on the slide. I remember when I was younger, and as I walking in the grocery store with my sister, I said to her, "That man has some hairy hairs." That also one example of Spoonerism. It should be hairy legs, not leery legs. Kaki yang berbulu. Between L and H is switched. Are switched on those examples. And I also have already find a video that could make you more understand about Spoonerism, and let's watch it
Once
together.
upon a time, in a Korean country, there lived a very beautiful girl. Her name was Rindersella. Now, Rindersella lived with her mother.
Yeah, it's a switch of Spoonerism and a word Cinderella. It should be Cinderella, but the storyteller said that it's Rindersella. Between R and C are switched, and if you could watch the whole of the video, it should be quite fun because the lady said in the whole of the video Rindersella instead of Cinderella. I don't know if she did it on purpose or not, but it's quite entertaining. And
he abruptly stopped.
And you said T.C. Keegan?
Chrissy Teigen.
Why are they laughing? Let's take a look again. Yep, you can see on the slide there are T.C. Keegan. The man said T.C. Keegan, but why they are laughing? Because it's not her real name. Her real name is Chrissy Teigen. With she, Chrissy, and Teigen. So it's not T.C. Keegan, but Chrissy Teigen, a supermodel from US. So it is why they are
Chrissy Teigen.
Chrissy Teigen.
Okay, Prometheus, the audience is here. It's time.
Just reminder, this video is not, there is none of the person would be appear, so please listen carefully, okay?
To entertain.
What's that?
I said it's time to entertain. The audience is waiting.
But no, not now. I just shook a tower. My hair's all wet.
What?
I said I just shook a tower.
Yeah, the second character said that I shook a tower instead of took a shower. The correct one is took a shower, but he said shook a tower. Between S and T is switch. And I'm just remind you that this last example of video is kind of a little bit taboo because I could find another way, but I think it's quite interesting because how he said Spoonerism in front of a lot of people.
We're talking about how Lot chose to go pinch his tits.
Let's repeat it again.
We're talking about how Lot chose to go pinch his tits. Excuse me. Pitch his tits. Pitch his tits. Is what.
Yeah, why they're so laughing and why he is also get a little bit nervous after he realized what he already said, because Spoonerism that he said is pinch his teeth. Pinch his teeth. It means that mencubit payudaranya. It should be pitch his tent. Mendirikan tendanya, which is mean that mendirikan tenda of the God, because the man in the video is a young pastor yang sedang atau pastor muda yang sedang melakukan khutbah, but alih-alih mengatakan mendirikan tendanya, tenda Tuhan, maybe he said mencubit payudaranya. Of course, he realized that it's quite embarrassing. And why it is happening? I'm already remind you after this speech error that you already see a lot of of speech error, but don't worry, you don't have to be scared to speak because this speech error could be happen to everyone, including that is a native speaker. Jadi itu speech error tidak hanya terjadi kepada siapa yang mengucapkan bahasa asing. Contoh, kita ketika orang Asia mengatakan atau mengucapkan bahasa Inggris mengalami speech error. No, bisa jadi bahkan orang yang asli Amerika atau tokoh-tokoh tadi itu kan merupakan juga beberapa tokoh yang asli dari Amerika or people that used to be speak in English, but they still have a speech error. So don't worry to speak. And why it is happening? It could be because nervous, tired, anxious, or intoxicated. Bisa jadi karena mereka nervous, kemudian capek, kemudian cemas, mengalami kecemasan berlebih, bahkan bisa jadi juga mereka yang sedang berbicara itu sedang intoxicated atau mabuk. Kemudian alasan yang kedua kenapa speech error itu bisa terjadi adalah cerebral dysfunction. Bisa jadi juga speech error terjadi karena adanya malfungsi pada cerebral atau jaringan pada otot. Itu termasuk ke dalam penyakit yang mengganggu cara kerja otot. Setiap gerakan pada tubuh kita itu kan dipengaruhi oleh otot. Of course, when there are cerebral dysfunction, that could be impact on how we speak and how our pronunciation. Jadi itu berpengaruh juga kepada pronunciation kita dan bagaimana cara kita berbicara. And the next reason is intrusion. Intrusion itu seperti semacam gangguan atau tekanan yang menyebabkan kita mengeluarkan output yang salah tanpa kita sadari. Maybe because we distract by another people that pass in front of us when we speak. It could be we got some speech errors. Bisa jadi karena atau we got under pressure because we have to win on the speech competition. It could be trigger the nervous and we could speech error. Jadi mungkin karena tekanan kita juga bisa menjadi nervous, kita bisa menjadi gugup, kemudian mengalami speech error. And the fourth reason is because neurobiological traumas. Bisa jadi karena trauma terhadap kata-kata yang kita ucapkan, karena bisa jadi itu berkaitan dengan insiden yang pernah kita alami. Itu juga bisa mengakibatkan kita mengalami speech error because when we say some of word that traumatic, it could be trigger our bisa men-trigger atau memicu psikis kita untuk mengulang kembali adegan-adegan atau kejadian-kejadian traumatis yang dapat menyebabkan kita speech error. Even we got panic attack. And the next is prosodic hierarchy structures representation. Apa itu? What is that? It's a gesture, tindakan. Example, kita mau mengatakan kata ke depan, tapi kata kita ke atas, bisa jadi kita mengalami speech error, mispronounce, kita mengatakannya ke atas karena gestur. Jadi gestur dari kita atau gerakan-gerakan ketika kita berbicara itu mempengaruhi pengucapan kita itu benar atau tidak. And the last one is because markedness itu ketegasan, pelafalan kita. Ketika kita fokus mungkin ke dalam kecepatan atau bagaimana, itu bisa mempengaruhi pengucapan kita, and it could because of speech errors too. So, what we have to do to avoid speech error? I got 5 tips for you to avoid speech errors. First one is prepared well. When you want to speak in front of the audience, please prepare well what you're gonna tell, your material, and what you're gonna speak, what you're gonna talking about. You have to ready to be knowing about anything that could possibly you got or you want to tell about. And of course, when you speak, some of the audience may might be give you a question, so you have to be prepared well to be so you can answer that question. And second, knowing the audience. By knowing the audience, you could reduce your nervousness. Ketika kamu mengetahui audiensnya, kamu bisa mengurangi kegugupan kamu. Karena ketika kita mengalami kegugupan itu biasanya dipengaruhi oleh ketidaktahuan. Kira-kira aku nanti akan berbicara di depan oleh siapa? Apakah itu tokoh-tokoh penting? Apakah itu hanya kalangan biasa? Or it could be impact on what kind of language that you will use. Kamu harus menggunakan bahasa yang seperti apa, bagaimana cara penyampaian kamu, itu juga perlu dipertimbangkan dengan mengetahui jenis atau macam audiens yang datang ke dalam sesi bicara kamu. Kemudian, do not over dependence on visual. Jadi jangan terlalu percaya diri bahkan menggantungkan ke dalam penampilan. Of course, visual is also important, but what you said, your speech, the content of your words is the most important thing. Karena ketika kamu berbicara, itu bukan hanya tentang apa yang audiens lihat, tapi apa yang audiens dengar dan apa yang audiens dapatkan dari ucapan-ucapan yang kita semua ucapkan. Jadi kata-kata kita itu harus itu juga harus lebih penting daripada visual. Jadi kita jangan terlalu percaya diri terhadap visual yang ada. And the fourth way is tell the clear point. Ucapkan hal-hal yang penting saja dengan jelas. Of course, it's the most important thing. When you speak, you have to speak in clear way so the audience will understand what you said. And the last one is getting the honest feedback. Maybe it's your first speech, so it should be fine if you make a mistake, but you should take a record your first experience and take a look at, and you have to analyze what kind of problems, what kind of mistake that you have made, and just get honest feedback. Jangan hanya karena mungkin yang memberi feedback atau audiens itu teman atau orang dekat kita, mereka jadi mengatakan apa yang ingin kita dengar. Bahkan what we want to hear, it's not always the honest. Apa yang kita ingin dengar itu tidak selalu apa yang sebenarnya. Jadi pastikan mendapatkan feedback itu yang memang benar-benar apa menurut mereka, bagaimana menurut mereka. Jadi kita bisa tetap berkembang maju dan semakin baik ke depannya. I hope those of tips could help you, and that's all that I could tell you. Thank you very much. In this explanation, I also did a lot of speech error, but I'm sure that you guys will forgive me. Yeah. Okay, I'm so sorry if I had a mistake even in my explanation that too long, or maybe you could not understand what I said, but just keep trying together, and I hope you who see this video will get happy, healthy, and get blessing from God. So have a nice day. See you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.